First contact shock. The vast emptiness of space stretched out before the Zyloxian scout ship Nebula Whisper as it glided silently through the cosmos. Captain Zixara, a veteran of countless exploration missions, stood on the bridge, her forearms crossed over her chest as she gazed at the swerving blues and greens of the planet below. "Remarkable," she muttered, her voice a melodic trill. "Scan it again, Telm. I want to be certain." First Officer Telm, a younger Zyloxian with vibrant purple skin, nodded and tapped a series of commands into the ship's console. "Confirmed, Captain. The planet's biosignatures are off the charts. It's teeming with life." Zixara's antenna twitched with excitement. It had been cycles since they discovered a planet with such potential. Any signs of sentient life? Telm's eyes widened as he studied the readouts. "Yes, Captain, and you're not going to believe this." "Try me," Zixara said, moving closer to the console. "The dominant species, they're carbon-based bipeds. But here's the thing, they're living in nearly every climate zone on the planet. Deserts, tundras, rainforests, mountains, even in the middle of vast oceans." Zixara's mandibles clicked in disbelief. "That's impossible. No single species could adapt to such diverse environments." "The data doesn't lie," Captain Teln insisted. "And there's more. They've built massive structures, some reaching kilometers into the sky. They've got rudimentary space technology, satellites orbiting their planet, and, by the cosmic egg, they've even sent some of their kind to their moon." The captain's antennae stood straight up in shock. Preposterous. A species capable of such feats would have been noticed by the Galactic Federation long ago. "Are you certain this isn't some kind of cosmic anomaly?" Teln shook his head. "No anomaly, Captain. Just an anomaly of a species." Zixara paced the bridge, her mind racing. This discovery could change everything. The Zyloxians, like most species in the Galactic Federation, had evolved to thrive in specific environments. The idea of a single species adapting to such extreme variations was unsettling. "Prepare a landing party," she decided. "We need to observe these creatures up close." Hours later, cloaked in sophisticated camouflage technology, Zixara led a small team through the streets of a bustling human city. The cacophony of sounds, the assault of smells, and the sheer diversity of the humans themselves left the Zyloxians reeling. "Captain," whispered Science Officer Vela, her voice trembling with a mixture of awe and fear, "look at them. They're so different from each other. Different colors, sizes, shapes, yet they're all the same species." Zixara nodded, her own senses overwhelmed. They watched as humans rushed by, some moving with purpose, others leisurely strolling. A group of young humans laughed as they played some kind of game involving throwing a small object back and forth. "Their endurance is remarkable," Taln observed. "We've been walking for hours, and they show no signs of fatigue. And look, some of them are voluntarily engaging in strenuous physical activities." They passed by a fitness center, where humans were lifting heavy weights and running on stationary machines. Zixara's scientific curiosity warred with her instinctive revulsion at such voluntary exertion. As they continued their covert exploration, the Zyloxians witnessed scenes that challenged everything they thought they knew about sentient species. They saw humans caring for small, helpless offspring with a tenderness that seemed at odds with their robust physiology. They observed humans consuming a bewildering array of substances, some of which their scans indicated were mildly toxic. Captain Vela said, her voice filled with wonder, "I've been analyzing their communication patterns. It's extraordinary. They have thousands of different languages and dialects, yet they developed systems to communicate across these barriers. And their information networks, they're planet-wide, instantaneous, and accessible to almost every individual." Zixara felt a growing unease. These humans were unlike anything the Galactic Federation had encountered before. Their adaptability, their resilience, their sheer diversity, it was both fascinating and terrifying. As night fell, the Zyloxians found themselves in a quieter part of the city. They watched as a small group of humans gathered around a table outside a cafe, engaged in animated discussion. And that's why I think we could establish a self-sustaining colony on Mars within the next 2 decades, one human was saying, gesticulating excitedly. Mars, another scoffed. Why stop there? We should be looking beyond our solar system. Imagine what we could learn, what we could become. Zyxara's translators struggled to keep up with the rapid-fire exchange, but the implications were clear. These humans weren't content with their already impressive achievements. They were looking to the stars, dreaming of conquests that should have been beyond their comprehension. "We need to report this to the Galactic Council immediately," Town said, his voice hushed. These humans, they could change everything. Zyxara nodded slowly, her mind still processing all they had witnessed. "Agreed. But first, we need more data. We'll split up, cover more ground. I want to see how these humans handle adversity." Over the next several days, the Zyloxian team observed humanity in various settings. They watched in amazement as humans battled natural disasters, working tirelessly to save lives and rebuild. They saw humans push the boundaries of their physical capabilities, scaling towering mountains and diving to ocean depths that would crush most species. But it wasn't just their physical endurance that astounded the aliens. The humans' mental resilience was equally impressive. They watched as humans faced personal tragedies, economic hardships, and societal challenges with a spirit that seemed unbreakable. "It's as if they thrive on adversity," Vela mused as they regrouped to share their findings. "Every obstacle seems to make them stronger, more determined." Zyxara nodded, her earlier unease now mixed with a grudging admiration. They're not just surviving in these diverse environments, they're reshaping them to suit their needs. It's unprecedented. As their observation period drew to a close, the Zyloxians witnessed one final scene that would forever change their perception of humanity. They stood invisible at the edge of a playground, watching children of various ages at play. A small human child, no more than 5 or 6 years old, was struggling to climb a tall structure. Time and again, the child reached for the next handhold, only to slip and fall back to the ground. The Zyloxians waited for the child to give up, to accept defeat as any rational being would. But the child didn't give up. With tears streaming down its face, scraped knees bleeding, the little human got back up and tried again. And again, and again. "Incredible," Town whispered. "Such determination in one so young." Finally, after what seemed like countless attempts, the child reached the top of the structure. The look of triumph on its face, the pure joy of overcoming the challenge, stirred something deep within the watching aliens. As they prepared to return to their ship, Zyxara found herself lost in thought. These humans, with their boundless energy, their insatiable curiosity, and their indomitable will, were unlike anything the galaxy had seen before. They were dangerous, yes. Their potential for destruction was evident in the scars they'd left on their own planet. But they were also magnificent in their own way, a species that refused to accept limitations. Back on the Nebula Whisper, Zyxara composed her report to the Galactic Council. Her fingers hovered over the console as she considered her words carefully. "Esteemed Council," she began, "I stand before you with news that will reshape our understanding of the cosmos. We have discovered a species that defies explanation, a race of beings whose very existence challenges our preconceptions of life itself." She went on to detail their observations, painting a picture of humanity in all its complex, contradictory glory. As she concluded her report, Zyxara found herself adding a personal note. "In all my cycles of exploration, I have never encountered a species like humanity. They are dangerous, yes, but also filled with potential. They are violent, yet capable of profound compassion. They are destructive, yet also possess an unparalleled drive to create and explore. I do not know what humanity's emergence onto the galactic stage will mean for our civilization, but I am certain of one thing: the galaxy will never be the same again. We must prepare ourselves, not just for the challenges these humans may bring, but for the wonders they might show us. For in humanity, we may have found a species that truly embodies the spirit of cosmic endurance. As Zixara sent her report, she gazed out at the blue-green planet slowly receding from view. Whatever the future held, she knew that humanity's story in the cosmic arena was just beginning. And despite her misgivings, she couldn't help but feel a flicker of excitement at the prospect of what these remarkable beings might achieve. The nebula whisper accelerated, leaving Earth behind. But Zixara knew that this was far from the end. It was, in fact, just the beginning of a new chapter in galactic history, a chapter that would be written in the indelible ink of human perseverance. The Galactic Challenge. The Grand Hall of the Galactic Council buzzed with an energy not seen in millennia. Representatives from 1,000 worlds filled the vast chamber, their diverse forms a testament to the variety of life in the cosmos. At the center of it all stood Zixara, her purple skin glistening under the soft bioluminescent lights. Order. Order in the council. The booming voice of High Counselor Xithel, a towering crystalline being, echoed through the hall. As the murmurs subsided, Xithel's facets glinted, reflecting the anxious faces of the assembled delegates. We have convened this emergency session to discuss the report submitted by Captain Zixara of the Zyloxian Exploratory Fleet, Xithel continued. Captain, please step forward and summarize your findings for the Council. Zixara moved to the center of the chamber, her forearms steady despite her inner turmoil. Esteemed colleagues, she began, her voice carrying clearly through the hall, what I am about to share with you will challenge everything we thought we knew about sentient life. For the next hour, Zixara detailed her team's observations of humanity. She spoke of their incredible adaptability, their resilience in the face of adversity, and their insatiable drive to explore and expand. As she spoke, the chamber erupted into chaos multiple times, with delegates expressing disbelief, fear, and in some cases, excitement. Preposterous, shouted Grex, the gelatinous representative of the Bloboids. No single species could possess such varied capabilities. It defies all known laws of evolution. And yet, countered Lyra, the avian emissary from Avas Prime, the evidence is before us. We cannot simply dismiss it because it challenges our understanding. As the debate raged, a quiet voice cut through the tumult. All eyes turned to Elder Zhen, the ancient representative of the Contemplatives, a species known for their wisdom and foresight. For too long, Zhen's ethereal voice whispered, yet somehow reached every corner of the chamber, we have grown complacent in our understanding of the universe. Perhaps these humans are the cosmic wake-up call we needed. Xithel's crystalline form shimmered as he considered Zhen's words. What do you propose, Elder? Zhen's eyes, galaxies unto themselves, seemed to look beyond the present moment. We must test them, not just for our sake, but for theirs. If they are truly as remarkable as Captain Zixara's report suggests, they must be prepared for the challenges that await them in the greater galaxy. A hush fell over the chamber as the implications of Zhen's words sank in. It was Zixara who finally broke the silence. With all due respect, Elder, she said, her voice tinged with concern, humanity is still unaware of our existence. Wouldn't such tests be in violation of the non-interference protocols? Zhen's smile was both enigmatic and sad. Sometimes, Captain, the greatest kindness we can offer is a crucible. Humanity stands at a crossroads. They will either rise to meet the challenges of the cosmos, or they will fall, but that choice must be theirs. After hours of heated debate, a consensus was reached. The Galactic Council would issue a challenge to humanity, a series of trials designed to test the very limits of their capabilities. The trials would be presented as a message from the stars, an invitation to prove their worthiness to join the galactic community. Months later, on Earth, the message arrived. It began as an anomaly, a strange signal detected by radio telescopes around the world. At first, scientists dismissed it as background noise, perhaps a pulsar or some other cosmic phenomenon. But as the signal persisted, growing stronger and more complex, the truth became undeniable. Humanity was receiving its first confirmed message from an extraterrestrial intelligence. The contents of the message, once decrypted, sent shockwaves through human civilization. It was an invitation, or perhaps a challenge, from something calling itself the Galactic Council. Humanity was to prove its worth through a series of trials, each designed to test a different aspect of their capabilities. In the halls of power, in scientific institutions, and in homes around the world, humanity grappled with the implications. They were not alone in the universe, and their first contact with alien life was not a greeting, but a test. Dr. Amelia Chen, the lead sinolinguist who had spearheaded the decryption efforts, stood before the United Nations General Assembly, her voice steady despite the weight of her words. "The message is clear," she said, her eyes scanning the rows of stunned faces before her. "We are being challenged. The Galactic Council, whatever it may be, wants to see what we're made of. The trials they set before us are daunting, to say the least." On screens behind her, details of the 5 trials appeared. The Endurance Trial, a marathon across the most extreme environments on Earth, from the depths of the Mariana Trench to the peak of Mount Everest, with no rest between stages. The Innovation Challenge, solve 3 technological problems that have stumped alien civilizations for millennia, with solutions that must be elegant, sustainable, and ethical. The Diplomatic Conundrum, negotiate peace between 2 warring alien species whose conflict has lasted for 10,000 years without resorting to force or deception. The Cosmic Puzzle, decipher the nature of dark matter and dark energy, providing both a theoretical framework and practical applications. The Altruism Test, sacrifice a significant portion of Earth's resources to save an alien world from destruction, with no guarantee of reciprocation or reward. As the details of each trial were revealed, a mix of emotions swept through the assembly: fear, excitement, disbelief, and determination. "These trials," Dr. Chen continued, "are clearly designed to test not just our physical and intellectual capabilities, but our very nature as a species. They want to know if we have the endurance, the creativity, the wisdom, and the compassion to be part of a greater galactic community." The debate that followed was intense. Some argued that humanity should ignore the challenge, focusing instead on solving its own problems. Others saw it as an unprecedented opportunity to propel human civilization forward. In the end, it was the words of a young climate activist from Somalia that tipped the scales. Ayan Hassan, barely 18 years old, took the podium, her voice ringing with passion. "All my life," she said, "I've heard that the challenges we face, climate change, poverty, disease, are too big, too complex to solve. But now the stars themselves have challenged us. If we can rise to meet these trials, imagine what else we might achieve. We have been given a chance to show not just the galaxy, but ourselves, what humanity is truly capable of." Ayan's words struck a chord. Across the globe, a wave of determination swept through humanity. If aliens thought these trials would break them, they were in for a surprise. The preparation for the trials became a global effort unlike anything seen before in human history. Nations that had been at odds for generations now worked together, pooling resources and knowledge. For the endurance trial, athletes from every corner of the globe volunteered. They underwent rigorous training, pushing the limits of human physiology. Advances in bioengineering and nanotechnology, developed to help these athletes survive the extreme conditions, led to breakthroughs in medical science that benefited all of humanity. The Innovation Challenge brought together the brightest minds from every field. Scientists, engineers, artists, and even children collaborated, approaching the alien problems with uniquely human creativity. Solutions began to emerge, often from unexpected quarters, showcasing humanity's ability to think outside the box. The Diplomatic Conundrum became a testing ground for new approaches to conflict resolution. Experts in psychology, history, and cultural studies worked alongside diplomats and mediators, developing strategies that would not only address the alien conflict, but also offer new ways to approach human disagreements. The cosmic puzzle energized a scientific community like never before. Theoretical physicists collaborated with indigenous knowledge keepers, combining cutting-edge mathematics with ancient philosophies about the nature of reality. Progress was slow, but each small breakthrough brought humanity closer to understanding the fundamental nature of the universe. The altruism test sparked the most controversy. How could humanity justify sacrificing its own resources when so many on Earth still lived in poverty? Yet it also inspired a global movement of compassion and reassessment of values. People began to see themselves not just as citizens of their countries, but as citizens of Earth and potential citizens of the galaxy. As humanity threw itself into preparing for the trials, something unexpected happened. The very act of working together towards these monumental goals began to solve many of Earth's long-standing problems. Climate change initiatives accelerated as clean energy solutions developed for the Innovation Challenge were implemented globally. Poverty rates dropped as resource distribution systems designed for the altruism test were put into practice on Earth. Not everything was smooth sailing, of course. There were setbacks, arguments, and moments of doubt. But each time humanity stumbled, they picked themselves up, more determined than ever. Unbeknownst to the humans, they were being watched. On cloaked ships orbiting Earth, representatives from the Galactic Council observed humanity's response to their challenge with growing astonishment. "Remarkable," murmured Zixara, watching as humans in the Sahara Desert worked tirelessly to develop new solar technologies. "They've taken our challenge and turned it into an opportunity for growth." Beside her, Elder Jen nodded, a glimmer of something like pride in his ancient eyes. "They are young, yes, and in many ways naive, but look at their spirit, their determination. In facing these trials, they are becoming more than they were." As the day of the first trial approached, a palpable excitement gripped the Earth. Humanity had poured its heart and soul into preparation, but would it be enough? Could they truly meet the standards of an advanced galactic civilization? In homes, in public squares, in research labs and training facilities, humans gathered, their eyes turned to the heavens. Whatever the outcome, they faced this challenge united as never before. They were ready to show the galaxy, and themselves, what humanity was truly capable of. As dawn broke on the day of the first trial, a message appeared in screens across the globe. "Let the trials begin. Show us, humanity, what you're made of." With determination in their hearts and the weight of their entire species on their shoulders, the first human participants stepped forward, ready to face whatever the cosmos had in store for them. The galactic challenge had begun, and humanity was determined to rise to the occasion, defying the impossible. The sun had not yet risen over the Mariana Trench when the first trial began. A team of 12 humans, representing diverse backgrounds and specialties, stood on the deck of a research vessel, their faces a mixture of determination and trepidation. Dr. Kira Yoshida, a marine biologist from Japan, stepped forward. Her voice was steady as she addressed her teammates and the global audience watching via satellite. "We stand at the edge of the known world, about to plunge into the abyss. But remember, we carry the hopes and dreams of all humanity with us. Whatever we face down there, we face together." With those words, the team donned their advanced diving suits, a marvel of human engineering developed specifically for this trial. As they prepared to descend into the darkest depths of the ocean, billions around the world held their breath. In orbit, the alien observers watched with a mixture of curiosity and concern. Surely they don't intend to physically traverse these extreme environments. Grex bubbled, his gelatinous form quivering with disbelief. The pressure at the bottom of their ocean would crush most known life forms. Zixara's antennae twitched nervously. And yet, they descend. Watch. The dive was unlike anything humanity had ever attempted. As the team plunged deeper and deeper, they encountered challenges that pushed the limits of their technology and their bodies. The crushing pressure tested the integrity of their suits, while the absolute darkness played tricks on their minds. But the humans persevered. They reached the bottom of the trench, collecting samples and data that would revolutionize our understanding of deep-sea ecosystems. More importantly, they demonstrated a level of adaptability and teamwork that left their alien observers astounded. "Incredible," whispered Lyra, her avian features ruffling with excitement. "They're not just surviving, they're thriving." As the team emerged from the depths, battered but triumphant, they had little time to rest. The next stage of the endurance trial awaited, a trek across the Sahara Desert. The transition from the crushing depths to the scorching sands was jarring, but the human team adapted quickly. Led by Dr. Amina Farah, a climatologist from Sudan, they set out across the unforgiving landscape. "The desert may seem lifeless," Dr. Farah told her teammates as they trudged through the sand, "but it's full of hidden wonders and unexpected oases. Like humanity itself, life here thrives against all odds." The trek pushed the team to their limits. Scorching days gave way to freezing nights. Sandstorms threatened to derail their progress. But the humans drew strength from each other and from the knowledge that billions back home were cheering them on. In orbit, the alien observers were beginning to re-evaluate their preconceptions. "Their physical endurance is remarkable," Sixara noted, "but it's their mental resilience that truly sets them apart. Look how they support each other, how they find joy even in the midst of grueling challenges." The final stage of the endurance trial brought the team to the unforgiving peaks of the Himalayas. As they began their ascent of Mount Everest, the world watched in awe. The team faced howling winds, treacherous ice fields, and the ever-present danger of altitude sickness. It was during this final push that humanity's spirit truly shone. When one team member faltered, the others rallied around them. They shared oxygen, carried extra gear, and offered constant encouragement. As the team finally reached the summit, planting a flag that bore not the emblem of any one nation, but a symbol of united humanity, cheers erupted around the globe. Against all odds, they had completed the endurance trial. But there was no time to rest on their laurels. Even as the world celebrated this first victory, the best minds on the planet were grappling with the innovation challenge. In research labs, garages, and makeshift workshops around the world, humans tackled the three technological problems posed by the Galactic Council. These were not merely engineering challenges. They required a fundamental rethinking of physics, ecology, and the nature of intelligence itself. The first problem involved creating a sustainable energy source that could power an entire civilization without depleting resources or harming the environment. Traditional approaches had hit dead ends, but a team of researchers in Brazil made a breakthrough by studying the energy systems of rainforest ecosystems. Dr. Luz Silva, beaming with excitement, unveiled their solution to the world. "We've developed what we call quantum photosynthesis. It's a system that captures and stores energy at the quantum level, inspired by the way plants harness sunlight. This technology could provide clean, unlimited energy for millennia to come." The second problem required developing a method of faster-than-light communication that didn't violate the laws of physics as humanity understood them. This challenge brought together physicists, computer scientists, and even science fiction authors in an unprecedented collaboration. The solution, when it came, was as elegant as it was revolutionary. Dr. Aditi Patel, a quantum physicist from India, explained, "We've created a network of entangled particles that spans vast distances. By manipulating these particles, we can transmit information instantaneously, regardless of the distance between the sender and receiver. We call it the quantum web." The third and final problem of the innovation challenge proved to be the most daunting. The Galactic Council asked for a way to rehabilitate planets ravaged by pollution and overexploitation, restoring them to vibrant, life-supporting ecosystems. This challenge sparked a global movement, combining cutting-edge biotechnology with ancient wisdom about living in harmony with nature. The solution emerged not from a high-tech lab, but from a collaborative effort between environmental scientists and indigenous communities from around the world. Maria Concepcion, an environmental engineer from Peru, presented their solution to the United Nations. We've developed a system of self-replicating, programmable microorganisms, she explained. These ecoformers can adapt to any environment, breaking down pollutants, enriching soil, and creating the conditions for life to flourish once again. But the real innovation is in how we control them, using principles of balance and harmony taught to us by indigenous elders. As humanity unveiled their solutions to the innovation challenge, the alien observers were left speechless. This is unprecedented. Sithel's crystalline form shimmered with agitation. They've not only solved problems that have puzzled advanced civilizations for eons, but they've done so in ways we never even considered. Elder Zhen's eyes twinkled with something akin to pride. Perhaps, he mused, it is their very youth, their inexperience, that allows them to see possibilities we have long since dismissed. But even as humanity celebrated these technological triumphs, they knew that the hardest challenges still lay ahead. The diplomatic conundrum loomed large, requiring them to negotiate peace between two alien species whose conflict predated human civilization. A team of Earth's finest diplomats, mediators, and peacemakers gathered to tackle this seemingly impossible task. They studied the limited information provided about the warring species, analyzing millennia of conflict and failed peace attempts. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, a renowned conflict resolution expert from Japan, led the team. We're not just resolving a dispute, she reminded her colleagues. We're bridging an interstellar cultural divide. We need to think beyond our human perspectives. The human team's approach was unorthodox. Instead of focusing solely on the points of conflict, they delved deep into the cultural histories of both species, seeking to understand the root causes of their enmity. They drew upon Earth's own history of conflict resolution, from the peace treaties of ancient times to modern restorative justice practices. Their breakthrough came when they identified a shared mythological narrative between the two species, a story of cosmic origins that had diverged over millennia of separate development. Building on this common ground, the human team crafted a peace proposal that appealed to the deepest cultural values of both civilizations. The negotiations were tense, with moments where it seemed all hope was lost. But the humans demonstrated a level of empathy and creative problem-solving that astounded both the warring aliens and the Galactic Council observers. After weeks of intense diplomacy, a peace treaty was signed. Billions of alien lives on far-flung worlds rejoiced as a conflict older than human civilization finally came to an end. In the observation ship, Zixar returned to her fellow council members, her voice filled with awe. They did it. They actually did it. How? How is this possible? Elder Zhen's response was thoughtful. Perhaps it is because they are outsiders to this conflict. They'd brought fresh eyes, unburdened by millennia of hatred and mistrust. And perhaps there is something special about humanity, some unique combination of empathy, creativity, and determination that allows them to achieve the impossible. As news of the diplomatic triumph spread across Earth, humanity's confidence soared. They had faced challenges that seemed insurmountable and emerged victorious. But as they turned their attention to the final two trials, unraveling the mysteries of dark matter and dark energy, and proving their capacity for selfless altruism, they knew that the greatest test still lay ahead. Dr. Amelia Chen, addressing a global audience, summed up the mood. We've shown the galaxy what humanity can do when we work together. We've pushed the boundaries of endurance, innovation, and diplomacy. But now we face challenges that will test not just our intellect and our strength, but our very understanding of the universe and our place in it. The cosmic puzzle and the altruism test will reveal not just what we can do, but who we truly are as a species. As humanity steeled itself for the final trials, the watching universe held its breath. These young, brash newcomers to the galactic stage had already defied expectations at every turn. What other wonders or horrors might they unleash as they grappled with the fundamental mysteries of existence and the true meaning of sacrifice? The fate of humanity, and perhaps the future of the galaxy itself, hung in the balance. But if their performance so far was any indication, Humanity was ready to face whatever challenges the cosmos might throw their way, united in their determination to prove their worth among the stars. The endurance epidemic. As humanity grappled with the final trials set before them by the Galactic Council, an unexpected phenomenon began to unfold across the cosmos. The news of humanity's extraordinary feats had spread like wildfire through the galactic community, sparking a wave of inspiration and change that would come to be known as the endurance epidemic. On the planet Zircon, home to a species of highly intelligent but physically fragile beings, young Zirconians began to question their society's long-held beliefs about their limitations. Inspired by tales of human endurance, they started pushing their own boundaries. Lorax, a young Zirconian scientist, addressed a crowd of her peers, her delicate crystalline form shimmering with excitement. For millennia, we've believed our physical fragility to be our greatest weakness. But these humans, these extraordinary beings, have shown us that true strength comes from within. If they can adapt to such extreme environments, why can't we? Across the galaxy, similar scenes were playing out. Species that had long ago accepted their place in the cosmic hierarchy were suddenly re-evaluating their potential. The Volans, an avian race that had abandoned the dream of space travel due to their hollow bone physiology, began developing new technologies inspired by human innovation. "We once thought the vacuum of space was our ultimate barrier," chirped Kriax, lead engineer of the Volan Space Initiative. "But if humans can dive to the bottom of their oceans and scale their highest peaks, surely we can find a way to soar among the stars." Even the gelatinous bloboids, known for their passive nature, were not immune to the wave of change. They began organizing extreme sports events, their amorphous bodies stretching and contorting in ways they had never attempted before. In the halls of the Galactic Council, the mood was one of mingled awe and concern. The representatives gathered for an emergency session to discuss the rapidly unfolding events. High Councillor Xithal's crystalline form pulsed with agitation as he addressed the assembly. "Esteemed colleagues, we find ourselves in unprecedented times. The trials we set for humanity were meant to test their worthiness to join our galactic community. Instead, they have become a catalyst for change across the known universe." Sixara stepped forward, her antennae twitching nervously. "With all due respect, High Councillor, isn't this a positive development? Species across the galaxy are pushing themselves to new heights, inspired by humanity's example. But at what cost?" countered Brex, his gelatinous form quivering with concern. "With seeing a rise in risky behaviors, species attempting feats beyond their natural capabilities. There have already been accidents, casualties." The chamber erupted in murmurs of agreement and dissent. Elder Zhen, who had remained silent until now, floated to the center of the chamber. As always, his mere presence was enough to quiet the assembly. "My friends," he began, his voice carrying the weight of eons, "we are witnessing the birth of a new galactic age. Yes, there are risks. Yes, there will be setbacks. But consider the potential. For too long, we have been a stagnant community, comfortable in our knowledge and set in our ways. Humanity, in all its brash youth and boundless determination, has awoken something long dormant in the galaxy, the desire to grow, to challenge ourselves, to become more than we are." As the council debated, the endurance epidemic continued to spread. On Earth, oblivious to the cosmic ripples they were creating, humanity pressed on with the final trials. The cosmic puzzle, unraveling the mysteries of dark matter and dark energy, had mobilized the global scientific community like never before. Traditional boundaries between disciplines dissolved as physicists collaborated with philosophers, mathematicians worked alongside artists, and ancient wisdom was combined with cutting-edge technology. Dr. Sofia Hernandez, leading a diverse team of researchers, made a groundbreaking announcement from a subterranean laboratory deep in the Chilean Andes. "We've done it," she said, her voice trembling with excitement. "By combining quantum field theory with principles derived from indigenous cosmic philosophies, we've developed a unified theory that explains the nature of dark matter and dark energy. But more than that, we found a way to harness these fundamental cosmic forces. The implications were staggering. Humanity had not only solved one of the greatest mysteries of the universe, but had also unlocked a power that could reshape the very fabric of reality. As news of this achievement spread, the already motivated galactic community kicked into overdrive. Species that had long ago given up on understanding the fundamental nature of the cosmos renewed their efforts with vigor. On the distant world of Lumina, a race of energy beings that had been content to merely observe the universe for millions of years suddenly found themselves consumed by a burning curiosity. For eons we thought we understood the cosmos, pulsed Zael, a leading Luminan thinker. These humans have shown us how little we truly know, and how much there is left to discover. But even as the galaxy marveled at humanity's intellectual achievement, the final trial loomed, the altruism test. The challenge was simple yet profound. Earth was to sacrifice a significant portion of its resources to save an alien world from destruction, with no guarantee of reciprocation or reward. The debate that raged across human society was intense. Some argued that humanity needed to focus on its own problems before helping others. Others saw this as an opportunity to prove their worth on the galactic stage. Still others viewed it as a moral imperative, the right thing to do, regardless of the consequences. In the end, it was again the voice of youth that tipped the scales. Ayan Hassan, the young activist who had inspired humanity to take on the galactic challenge, addressed the United Nations. "We stand at a crossroads," she said, her voice ringing with passion. "We can choose to turn inward, to prioritize our own needs above all else. Or we can choose to extend a hand of friendship to the cosmos, to show that humanity's greatness lies not in what we can take, but in what we can give. Yes, this sacrifice will be hard. Yes, it will require us to reevaluate our way of life. But in doing so, we have the opportunity to forge a new path, not just for ourselves, but for all sentient beings." Ayan's words struck a chord. In a historic decision, Earth's nations unanimously voted to accept the altruism test. Resources that would have been used for human development were instead channeled into a massive project to save the alien world. As humanity threw itself into this selfless endeavor, the watching galaxy was stunned. Species that had long viewed altruism as a quaint concept at best and a dangerous weakness at worst were forced to reconsider their perspectives. The Dravaks, a warlike race known for their ruthless expansion, found themselves in the midst of an existential crisis. "If the humans can sacrifice so much for strangers," growled Korg, a Dravak war chief, "what does that say about our own choices? Have we been wrong all this time?" The endurance epidemic took on a new dimension. Inspired by humanity's example, species across the galaxy began looking for ways to help each other. Ancient rivalries were set aside as civilizations that had been enemies for millennia now worked together to solve common problems. In the Galactic Council chamber, the mood had shifted from concern to cautious optimism. Zixara addressed her fellow representatives, her voice filled with wonder. "We set out to test humanity's worthiness to join our community. Instead, they have challenged us to re-examine what our community should be. They have shown us that true strength lies not in isolation or superiority, but in connection and mutual support." Eldersden nodded sagely. The endurance epidemic is more than just a wave of physical and intellectual challenges. It is a spiritual awakening, a reminder of the fundamental interconnectedness of all sentient beings. Humanity, in its beautiful, chaotic way, has reignited the cosmic flame of compassion. As the alien world that had been doomed to destruction began to flourish once more, saved by humanity's sacrifice and ingenuity, a new era dawned in the galaxy. The boundaries between species and civilizations began to blur as a spirit of cooperation and mutual challenge took hold. Back on Earth, even as they dealt with the consequences of their great sacrifice, humans looked to the stars with renewed wonder and determination. They had been tested on a cosmic scale and had not only survived but thrived. More importantly, they had sparked a transformation that was reshaping the very fabric of galactic society. Dr. Amelia Chen, addressing a global audience 1 year after the start of the Galactic Challenge, summed up the mood. "We set out to prove ourselves worthy of joining the galactic community. In the process, we've discovered that worthiness isn't about power or knowledge or even survival. It's about our capacity to grow, to adapt, and to care for one another, not just as individuals or nations, or even as a species, but as part of the great cosmic tapestry of life." As humanity prepared for its official introduction to the galactic stage, the universe held its breath. The endurance epidemic had reshaped civilizations, challenged long-held beliefs, and awakened a spirit of unity and exploration that had lain dormant for eons. Whatever came next, one thing was certain: the galaxy would never be the same again. And at the heart of this cosmic revolution stood humanity, still young, still learning, but burning with an inextinguishable spirit that had reignited the wonder of an entire universe. The endurance epidemic had begun as a response to human achievement. Now, it was paving the way for a new cosmic age, one of collaboration, growth, and boundless potential. As species across the galaxy looked to the future with renewed hope and determination, they all shared a common thought: the greatest adventures were yet to come. Crisis and cooperation. As humanity stood on the brink of its official introduction to the galactic community, riding high on the success of the Galactic Challenge and the sweeping changes of the endurance epidemic, the universe had one final test in store. A crisis was brewing in the depths of space, one that would require the combined efforts of every sentient species to overcome. The first signs of trouble came from the farthest reaches of known space. Strange gravitational anomalies began to appear, disrupting the orbits of planets and causing chaos in spacefaring civilizations. As scientists across the galaxy scrambled to understand the phenomenon, a chilling realization dawned. The very fabric of spacetime was beginning to unravel. In an emergency session of the Galactic Council, representatives from thousands of worlds gathered to confront the looming catastrophe. The chamber was thick with tension as High Counselor Xithel addressed the assembly. "Esteemed colleagues," Xithel's crystalline form pulsed with urgency, "we face a threat unlike any in our recorded history. The cosmic tapestry that binds our universe together is fraying at the edges. If left unchecked, this phenomenon could lead to the collapse of entire galaxies, perhaps even the end of the universe as we know it." The chamber erupted in panic. Species that had been at each other's throats mere months ago now huddled together in fear. It was Elder Zhen who finally restored order, his calming presence a beacon in the chaos. "My friends," he intoned, his eyes reflecting the light of distant stars, "in our darkest hour, we must not forget the lessons we have recently learned. The endurance epidemic has shown us that together, we are capable of overcoming any challenge. And there is one species, young and untested in galactic affairs, that has demonstrated an uncanny ability to defy the impossible." All eyes turned to Zixara, the Zyloxian captain who had first discovered humanity. With a nod from Elder Zhen, she stepped forward. "Honored representatives," she began, her antennae quivering with a mixture of excitement and trepidation, "I propose that we formally invite humanity to join our efforts. Their unique perspective and indomitable spirit may be exactly what we need in this crisis." The proposal was met with a mixture of hope and skepticism. Many species were still wary of the brash newcomers who had turned galactic society on its head. But in the face of cosmic annihilation, even the most hesitant were willing to try anything. And so, barely a year after completing the Galactic Challenge, humanity received its second message from the stars. This time, it wasn't a challenge, but a plea for help. On Earth, the response was immediate and overwhelming. The spirit of global cooperation that had been forged in the crucible of the Galactic Challenge now kicked into high gear. Scientists, engineers, philosophers, and leaders from every nation and discipline convened to tackle the greatest threat their species, indeed all species, had ever faced. Dr. Sofia Hernandez, fresh from her breakthrough in dark matter research, led the charge. We've been given an opportunity, she declared to a united global audience, not just to save ourselves, but to save the entire universe. The fate of every sentient being, every world, every star, rests in our hands. We will not fail them. As humanity threw itself into the cosmic crisis, they'd brought with them not just their scientific knowledge, but their unique human perspective. Where other species saw insurmountable obstacles, humans saw challenges to be overcome. Where ancient civilizations were paralyzed by the sheer scale of the threat, humanity's youthful optimism drove them to action. The first breakthrough came from an unexpected source. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the diplomat who had brokered peace between warring alien species, proposed a novel approach to the problem. "We've been looking at this all wrong," she explained to a mixed audience of human and alien scientists. "We're treating the universe like a machine that's breaking down. But what if it's more like a living organism? What if the gravitational anomalies aren't a malfunction, but a cry for help?" This shift in perspective opened up new avenues of research. Combining their recent insights into dark matter and dark energy with the collective knowledge of thousands of alien civilizations, human scientists began to develop a theory of cosmic healing. Meanwhile, on the front lines of the crisis, human ingenuity shone bright. Astronaut Maria Gonzalez led a daring mission to the heart of a gravitational anomaly, risking her life to gather crucial data. Her words, broadcast across the galaxy as she plunged into the swirling chaos, became a rallying cry for all species. "We do this not for glory, not for reward, but because we must. Because in the face of cosmic darkness, we choose to be light. Because in the vastness of space, we are all neighbors, all kin. Today, we are all one people, united in our stand against the void." Maria's mission was a success, providing the vital information needed to refine humanity's theories. But the cost was high. The gravitational forces left her spacecraft crippled, stranding her in the depths of space. What happened next would be remembered for generations across the galaxy. In an unprecedented show of interspecies cooperation, a rescue mission was launched. Ships from a dozen different worlds, many of whom had been bitter enemies just months before, came together to save a single human life. The Volans, with their superior navigational skills in chaotic space, led the way. The crystalline Zirconians used their natural affinity for energy fields to stabilize the rescue ships. Even the warlike Dravaks joined the effort, their powerful vessels forming a protective barrier against the gravitational tides. As Maria Gonzalez was brought safely back to her people, something shifted in the collective consciousness of the galaxy. Species that had viewed each other with suspicion or disdain for millennia now stood side by side, united in a common cause. With the data from Maria's mission and the newfound spirit of cooperation, progress accelerated. Humanity's theory of cosmic healing, refined and enhanced by the combined knowledge of the galactic community, began to take shape into a workable solution. The plan was audacious: to create a network of quantum-entangled devices across the galaxy, using them to channel the combined mental and spiritual energy of every sentient being into the cosmic fabric itself. It was part science, part meditation, part leap of faith. "Think of it as acupuncture on a cosmic scale," explained Dr. Hernandez to a skeptical galactic council. "We'll be redirecting the flow of cosmic energy, healing the universe from within." The logistics of the plan were staggering. Every world, every space station, every ship would need to be equipped with a quantum resonator. And at the crucial moment, every sentient being would need to focus their thoughts, their will, their very essence on healing the cosmic tapestry. As preparations were made, humanity once again found itself at the center of a galactic transformation. Their ability to unite diverse groups, to inspire cooperation in the face of overwhelming odds, proved crucial in coordinating the largest joint effort in cosmic history. Ayaan Hussein, now a respected global leader, addressed the Galactic Council on humanity's behalf. "We stand here not as conquerors, not as saviors, but as partners. We are young, yes, we have much to learn, But we also have much to offer: our determination, our creativity, our unshakable hope in the face of adversity. Together, we will write the next chapter of cosmic history. Finally, after months of feverish preparation, the day of reckoning arrived. Across the galaxy, on millions of worlds, beings of every shape and size gathered around quantum resonators. In space, ships formed great geometric patterns, positioning themselves at crucial junctures of cosmic energy. On Earth, in a moment of poetic significance, the activation signal was entrusted to a group of indigenous elders, honoring the ancient wisdom that had contributed so much to humanity's understanding of cosmic harmony. As the signal pulsed out across the quantum network, a wave of focused intention swept through the galaxy. Minds and hearts united in a single purpose: to heal, to restore, to bring balance to the cosmic dance. For a breathless moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, slowly at first, but with gathering speed, the gravitational anomalies began to stabilize. The fraying edges of space-time knit themselves back together. A wave of harmony rippled through the universe, touching every star, every planet, every mote of cosmic dust. In the Galactic Council chamber, representatives watched in awe as their monitors showed the crisis abating. Cheers erupted, not just there but across countless worlds. They had done it. Together, they had saved the universe. As the celebrations began, Elder Zan's quiet voice cut through the jubilation. "My friends," he said, his eyes gleaming with an inner light, "we have witnessed a miracle today. Not just the healing of the cosmos, but the birth of a truly united galactic community. And at the heart of it all stands humanity, young, impetuous, but burning with a fire that has reignited the wonder of the universe." Zixara, her antennae quivering with emotion, turned to her fellow council members. "I move that we officially welcome humanity into the Galactic Federation, not as junior members, but as full partners in our cosmic journey." The vote was unanimous. As news of their new status spread across Earth, humans looked to the stars with a mixture of pride, excitement, and humility. They had been tested on a cosmic scale and had risen to the challenge. More importantly, they had found their place in the grand tapestry of the universe, not as conquerors, not as saviors, but as bridges between worlds, catalysts of cosmic cooperation. Dr. Amelia Chen, addressing a global and now galactic audience, summed up the feelings of her species. "Today marks not an ending, but a beginning. We have taken our first steps into a larger universe, one filled with wonders beyond our wildest dreams and challenges beyond our darkest nightmares. But we do not walk this path alone. We go forward hand in hand, tentacle in tentacle, energy field in energy field, with our new galactic family. The stars are no longer a distant dream, but a shining promise of adventures to come. Together, we'll explore, we will learn, we will grow. This is humanity's next great journey, and it's only just begun." As the speech concluded, humans around the world raised their eyes to the heavens, their hearts filled with a new sense of purpose and belonging. The universe, vast and mysterious, beckoned, and humanity, tempered by crisis, inspired by challenge, and united with their cosmic kin, was ready to answer the call. The cosmic crisis had been averted, but the greatest adventure of all was just beginning. A new galactic era. As the dust settled from the cosmic crisis and humanity's formal induction into the Galactic Federation, a new era dawned across the universe. The once vast gulfs between civilizations began to shrink, not through conquest or assimilation, but through a spirit of mutual curiosity and cooperation that humanity had helped to ignite. On Earth, the changes were profound and far-reaching. The global unity forged in the crucible of the galactic challenge and tempered by the cosmic crisis had transformed human society. Nations that had once been bitter rivals now worked together seamlessly, pooling resources and knowledge for the betterment of all. Dr. Amelia Chen, now serving as Earth's first ambassador to the Galactic Federation, stood before the United Nations General Assembly, her eyes gleaming with the reflected light of distant stars visible through the newly installed transparent dome. "My fellow humans," she began, her voice carrying to every corner of the globe and beyond, to colonies on Mars and research stations orbiting Jupiter, "we stand at the dawn of a new age. An age where the boundaries of our imagination are pushed further than ever before, where the impossible becomes possible, and where our destiny is inexorably linked with that of countless other sentient beings across the cosmos." As Dr. Chen spoke, holographic displays showed scenes from across the galaxy. Human scientists working alongside crystalline zirconians to develop new forms of clean energy. Zirconian artists collaborating with human musicians to create symphonies that resonated across multiple dimensions. Human diplomats mediating disputes between species whose conflicts predated Earth's formation. But with this great privilege comes great responsibility, Dr. Chen continued. "We have been embraced by the galactic community not because of our technology or our strength, but because of our spirit, our adaptability, our creativity, our relentless determination in the face of adversity. It is up to us to ensure that we remain worthy of the trust placed in us." As humanity stepped onto the galactic stage, they brought with them a unique perspective that continued to reshape cosmic society. The endurance epidemic that had swept the galaxy in the wake of the galactic challenge evolved into what became known as the human approach, a philosophy that combined ambitious goal-setting with flexible problem-solving and an unshakable optimism. On the planet Zyloxian, young crystal beings who had once been content to spend centuries in quiet contemplation now eagerly sought out challenges and new experiences. Lorax, the scientist who had first been inspired by human endurance, had become a leading voice in this cultural revolution. For too long, we defined ourselves by our limitations. Lorax's crystalline form chimed as she addressed a gathering of her peers. "The humans have shown us that true growth comes from pushing beyond what we think is possible. Today, we stand not as fragile observers, but as active participants in the grand cosmic dance." Across the galaxy, similar transformations were taking place. The Volans, once restricted to their home world by their delicate physiology, now soared through the stars in ships of their own design, inspired by human ingenuity and their own rediscovered courage. Even the warlike Dravaks found themselves changed by contact with humanity. Korg, the war chief who had questioned his species' way of life during the altruism test, now led a movement advocating for a new definition of strength. "We once thought power came from domination," Korg growled to a gathering of Dravak clans. "But these humans, these soft, short-lived creatures, have shown us true strength. It lies not in conquering others, but in conquering our own fears and limitations, in reaching out a hand, or a claw, to help others rise alongside us." But perhaps the most profound changes were happening in the realm of science and exploration. The combined knowledge of thousands of civilizations, catalyzed by humanity's fresh perspective and boundless curiosity, led to breakthroughs that reshaped the very foundations of cosmic understanding. Dr. Sofia Hernandez, whose work on dark matter had been crucial in averting the cosmic crisis, now led a multi-species team at the cutting edge of universal exploration. Their mission, to probe the very edges of reality itself. "We used to think of the universe as a fixed entity," Dr. Hernandez explained to a rapt audience of beings from across the galaxy. "But now we understand it as a living, breathing tapestry of interconnected realities. And we, all of us, every sentient species, are the threads that bind it together." As she spoke, holographic displays showed the team's latest discovery, a way to safely traverse the boundaries between parallel universes. It was a breakthrough that promised to open up entirely new realms of exploration and understanding. But with these great strides came new challenges. As humanity's influence spread across the galaxy, some older civilizations began to worry about the pace of change. The Galactic Council found itself grappling with questions of cultural preservation and the ethics of rapid progress. It was in this arena that humanity's diplomatic skills, honed by centuries of managing their own diverse global culture, proved invaluable. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the diplomat who had helped broker peace between warring alien species and proposed the paradigm shift that saved the universe, now worked tirelessly to bridge the gap between traditional and progressive factions in the galactic community. Change is inevitable. Dr. Tanaka addressed a conference of concerned elder species, but it need not come at the cost of losing who we are. The beauty of the cosmos lies in its diversity. Our goal should not be uniformity, but harmony. A symphony of diverse voices, each contributing its unique note to the cosmic chorus. Her words struck a chord, helping to ease tensions and pave the way for a more balanced approach to galactic progress. It was a testament to how far humanity had come, from newcomers to the cosmic stage to respected mediators in just a few short years. As humanity's first decade as part of the Galactic Federation drew to a close, a special ceremony was held to commemorate the occasion. Representatives from every known sentient species gathered on a space station at the heart of the galaxy, its crystalline walls offering a panoramic view of the swirling cosmic tapestry outside. High Counselor Xithel, his crystalline form shimmering with barely contained emotion, addressed the assembly. 10 cycles ago, we discovered a young species on a small blue world in an unremarkable corner of the galaxy. We sought to test them, to determine if they were worthy of joining our cosmic community. Instead, they tested us. They challenged our assumptions, reignited our sense of wonder, and reminded us of what it truly means to be alive in this vast and beautiful universe. As Xithel spoke, memories of the past decade played out in holographic displays around the chamber. The galactic challenge, the endurance epidemic, the cosmic crisis, and its resolution, each moment a testament to how much had changed in so short a time. Humanity, Xithel continued, you came to us as students, eager to learn the ways of the cosmos. But you have become teachers in your own right. You have taught us about resilience, about thinking beyond boundaries, about finding hope in the darkest of times. And perhaps most importantly, you have taught us how to dream again. The chamber erupted in a chorus of cheers, roars, whistles, and other expressions of approval from myriad species. As the sound died down, Elder Jen floated to the center of the chamber, his ancient eyes twinkling with an inner light. My friends, he began, his voice soft yet carrying to every corner of the vast room, we stand at a crossroads of cosmic history. The challenges we have faced, the galactic challenge, the cosmic crisis, these were but preparation for the journey that lies ahead. For in embracing humanity and the changes they have sparked, we have set ourselves upon a new path. Zen's form seemed to shimmer, and suddenly the chamber was filled with visions of the future. Vast fleets of starships, crewed by beings of all species, venturing into the unknown reaches of the universe. New worlds blossoming with life, nurtured by the combined knowledge of a united galactic community. Discoveries that stretched the very boundaries of comprehension, unlocking the deepest secrets of existence itself. This is the legacy of the human approach, Jen continued as the visions faded. Not just to endure, but to thrive. Not just to survive, but to live fully. Not just to accept the universe as it is, but to dream of what it could be, and then to work tirelessly to make those dreams reality. As the ceremony concluded, humans and aliens alike found themselves looking to the future with a mixture of excitement and anticipation. The past decade had brought changes beyond anything they could have imagined, but it was clear that the greatest adventures still lay ahead. Ayan Hassan, the young activist who had inspired humanity to take on the galactic challenge and was now a respected leader in Earth's new global government, summed up the mood in her closing remarks to the assembly. 10 years ago, we looked up at the stars and wondered if we were alone in the universe. Today, we stand among friends and family from across the cosmos. We have faced challenges that tested the very limits of our endurance, our intelligence, and our compassion. But in doing so, we have discovered wellsprings of strength we never knew we possessed. As we look to the future, we do so not with fear, but with hope. Not with trepidation, but with excitement. The universe is vast beyond comprehension, filled with wonders we have yet to imagine and challenges we have yet to face. But we do not face them alone. Together, humans, zirconians, volans, dravaks, and every other sentient species, we step forward into a new galactic era. An era of exploration, of discovery, of growth beyond boundaries. An era where the only limits are those we place upon ourselves. An era where every day brings new wonders, new challenges, new opportunities to prove that together we can achieve the impossible. This is humanity's promise to our galactic family. Whatever the cosmos may throw our way, we will face it together. We will endure. We will adapt. We will overcome. And in doing so, we will write the next chapter of cosmic history, not as individual species, but as a united galactic civilization. As Ayan's words echoed through the chamber and across the stars, beings of all species felt a surge of hope and determination. The universe, vast and mysterious, beckoned, and humanity, together with their new cosmic kin, stood ready to answer its call. The new galactic era had begun, and the greatest adventure in cosmic history was just getting started.